YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Talking Auburn football, go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Auburn about a week away from the first spring 8A game under Brian Harsin. And, of course, there have been some changes. Of course, obvious coaching changes during the offseason. Auburn approaching a possible quarterback situation with Bo Nix and company. But one of the biggest changes so far that I think a lot of guys probably saw this coming. I didn't even think about it. You know, I've been kind of down for the last week and a half. And J.J. Pegues, who actually came to Auburn as an athlete. There's not many. You got to really look at a guy who is 6'3" and over 300 pounds, and he's considered an athlete. And that could not be closer to the truth. This guy's very agile. He was actually very active in Auburn's kind of schematics with Gus Malzahn, where he likes to utilize the H-back, utilize the tight end. Also saw J.J. Pegues, whose real name is Jeremiah, as even a Wildcat quarterback. Inexplicably, I didn't like that play call when he was at the Wildcat position. I mean, it was just too obvious. And the dude weighs 300 pounds. I mean, he wasn't usually when you have a Wildcat quarterback, you have a guy that has a burst of speed at the first step. And J.J. Pegues is the kind of guy that has to kind of get a little running start. And then once he gets going, he's hard to bring down. I really did not agree with having J.J. Pegues as a Wildcat quarterback in any type of circumstance. That thing turned out to be a disaster. I think it was like a third and short. Might have even been a fourth down conversion that Auburn was trying to convert. And it went epically bad. But that still doesn't discount the fact that J.J. Pegues out of Oxford, Mississippi, he was a .91 recruit, which is a, upper tier 4-star recruit. He was offered by Alabama, offered by Ole Miss, came to Auburn and was basically, if you look at him on the position chart, was a tight end. Here in the spring, you have some things that have obviously changed. You have some changes to, the defensive schematics where Auburn is planning on running a 3-4 under Derek Mason. It absolutely makes sense to have a guy like J.J. Pegues as part of the rotation on the defensive line. Why? Well, if you run a 3-4 defense, you really need guys on that defensive line who are not only big in size, but are very agile and have really good feet and have really good instincts and have the ability to slide and have the ability to use their hands to get from one trajectory to the next. Because in a lot of cases, with the 3-4 defense with Derek Mason, these guys are going to be asked to cover multiple gaps. And if you're going to be that type of guy, you have to be a guy that not only has the size, but have the athletic ability and the cognitive function to be able to, to do this. I think this is an excellent move by Auburn. I think this shows that, Auburn is, somewhat committed to put guys in the best possible position to be successful. We have seen some epic position changes before. Noah Igbenogany, I think one of the better ones in recent history, went from being an underutilized wide receiver to one of the best cornerbacks in the country his senior year. I look back to Carlos Dansby, who came to Auburn as a wide receiver and with multiple years in NFL made the position change at Auburn to outside linebacker, one of the better ones in Auburn history, and could push the envelope to possibly being a Hall of Fame linebacker in the NFL. So I think this is a good move. I think it's a great move on Auburn's part to not only add some depth, but I think this is a guy that could really be a staple on this defensive line come next year. All right, so leave in the comment section what you think about this position change. I absolutely love it. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.